breaking news from KXAN News.
That breaking news, police are on the scene of Austin's 36th homicide. Here's a live look out there at the scene right now. It happened near I-35 on the frontage road. Police posted about this on social media just before 5 this morning. You can see out there right now there is a fire truck as well as some obviously APD officers still there on scene. Traffic seems to be flowing, but officers do tell us they received a call around 3:20 this morning about a man with injuries. First responders arrived on scene to treat the man before taking him to a nearby hospital where he later died around 3:50 this morning. Police have arrested one person in connection to this homicide, they say. We will continue following this investigation and bring you the latest here on air as well as online.
A Park teenager is charged with capital murder, accused of shooting and killing a man during a fight between two groups at Robin Bledsoe Park. That's in Leander. On Tuesday evening, Leander police said officers responded to reports of a shooting on Baghdad Road in the parking lot of Bledsoe Park. When officers arrived, they found a man with gunshot wounds. EMS took that man, later identified as Badhai Allen Lindman, to the hospital where he later died. The U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force arrested 18-year-old Jonathan Raby yesterday. He is charged with capital murder in Lindman's death.
59 years ago, on August 1st, 1966, a man disguised himself as a janitor and climbed to the observation deck of the University of Texas Tower, where he opened fire on the people below. And 17 people were killed and more than 30 injured. The gunman was in the tower for about an hour and a half, firing about 150 rounds from above. Forrest Priest was a student at the time and remembers eating on the drag when those shots rang out.
At approximately 11:53 a.m., August 1st, 1966, I came within 4 feet of being shot by the tower sniper. A gentleman standing that far to my right was actually killed, took a fatal round. There's not been a day in the ensuing 59 years that I haven't thought about it. And of course, on August 1st, it just brings everything crashing back.
And Priest says he and his wife Linda spent the day paying their respects to those who were killed by stopping by some of the grave sites and the memorial on campus. The tragic day also gave him a new lease on life, he says.
Yeah, that it's made an impact on my life, and one reason that I've been civically active and have contributed everything I can to good causes around town is that I felt like I was given a second chance at life that day.
And in 2016, on the 50th anniversary of the shooting, UT unveiled the stone monument engraved with the names of the victims at the Tower Garden. The U.S. Department of Agriculture issued a warning notice to the Austin Aquarium after multiple instances of people getting hurt. According to the warning, the Austin Aquarium violated the USDA's rules for handling animals so that there is, quote, minimal risk of harm to the animal and to the public. Now, between June 2022 and May 2023, the Austin Aquarium saw people reporting they were bitten by lemurs and kinkajous. And members of the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service also found feeding tubes in the otter exhibit, which created a risk that people could possibly feed the otters something that's unsafe. This is the second warning the USDA has issued to the Austin Aquarium. We did reach out to the Austin Aquarium, and of course we'll update the story on KXAN.com when we receive a response.
Going in depth on this, in 2023, then City Council member Mackenzie Kelly drafted a resolution to direct the city manager to preserve wildlife education and interaction. Now, this while changing the city's municipal code to require the aquarium to follow guidelines exemplified by other cities.
I had been researching the topic and the issue to see what avenues we had available as council in order to try and impress upon the Austin Aquarium or places like that different changes that would be beneficial to the public while maintaining the educational aspect of what they do.
Now, this isn't only meant for just the aquarium, but also other zoos across the area as well.
This upcoming school year, most Texas students won't be allowed to use their cell phones during the school day.
It's part of a new state law, and now school districts across the state have to figure out ways to roll out their new policies. Our Nabil Ramadna shows us what some local districts will be doing.
Surrounded by teachers, students, and lawmakers, Governor Greg Abbott signed House Bill 1481 during a ceremonial signing. The law making classrooms a phone-free zone.
If we're going to be number one is going to require the undivided attention of our students in the classroom.
The law bans cell phones, smartwatches, and gaming devices, as well as other digital communication devices. Local districts will now have to come up with a plan on how to enforce the new rules.
The law is the law. We have to obey the law, and the law pretty much said that students cannot have their cell phones or use their phones during the instructional day.
In Round Rock ISD, students can bring their phones to school.
However, during the school day, we are asking our students really to keep their phones either in their pockets or out of sight. So if they have backpacks, put in their backpacks and not to use it during the school day.
Over in Pflugerville ISD, a similar approach.
We're going to take a little bit more relaxed approach, and we're going to say, we don't want to see it, but you can keep it on your person. You can put it in your pocket if you want to. We just don't want to see it.
Abbott says each school district will have the chance to decide their approach.
It gives, however, school districts flexibility to establish policies that meet the unique needs of their particular district.
In Liberty Hill ISD, they sent out notifications to parents to inform them about the changes. While some parents are on board with the move, there are some that have concerns.
Yeah, I would say the more concern has been like, I'm used to contacting my child during the day about maybe practice or something has changed, or the other part of about safety. If something were to happen, how do I get a hold of my child, or how do I know that my kid's safe?
Manor ISD says there will be a learning curve, but education is key early on.
And also talking to teachers about how to talk to kids. Inevitably, some student's going to pull out their phone, and so how do you talk to students that, hey, we can't do that anymore, and then how do we react to that?
Nabil Ramadna, KXAN News.
As state lawmakers look to turn this week's conversations with Central Texas flood survivors into solutions, we are exploring different approaches from the community.
KXAN's Kevin Bosker takes us to Liberty Hill for a look at how that community is taking on the difficult task of rebuilding.
Following the tragic flooding in Central Texas, Liberty Hill had 38 homes with heavy destruction and 3 fatalities. Jeremy Stillman operates a tactical aviation company that helps with disaster recovery and was looking for ways to help.
I myself know hundreds, if not thousands, of people who are reaching out to me saying, hey, who do we talk to? And I didn't have answers until that came around. Then I was able to tell them, hey, look at the Liberty Hill site.
This page launched a day following the initial flooding. At the push of a button, people can request or provide help.
We knew that in the midst of that chaos, we had to provide some kind of structure to the relief.
Liberty Hill's Director of Communications, Katie Amsler, says the page sped up the recovery process by getting important information in one database.
We used that initial data to actually, like I said earlier, match the people that needed help with the resources. But then we were also able to use that data to really assess our needs. And that was key because it helped us. We were able to have boots on the ground walking around.
I think creating the distribution center was huge.
Liberty Hill Mayor Crystal Mansilla says collaboration across different organizations was essential to help people needing basic necessities.
It was definitely a team effort of pulling people who we all have strengths and utilizing those to make sure we got the work done and we got it done quickly.
And with the road to recovery still ongoing, Mansilla says it's important to continue communicating productively.
I believe that the residents of Liberty Hill embody the essence of protecting one another.
Kevin Bosker, KXAN News.
And we also reached out to Williamson County officials about how they approached informing people during severe weather. The county's director of communications says they work closely with every city to give the best individual coverage.
With our reverse notification system, you're able to target specific areas. And so we were able to send messages specifically to one area. We also use the iPause system. And the iPause system is one that will hit cell phones basically in and around a specific tower. So you can also triangulate the messages to a specific area.